Welcome, sex havers, to Come Town, where today we talk about random BS on the internet.
Yeah.
I told you that this was funny.
This is how we do it.
Demonetized.
Here. Yeah.
Yes.
Demonetized.
This is how we do it. Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Luckily, we don't make any freaking money from this, so it's fine. At the end of the day, we're just random teenagers jerking around in a call.
Quite literally.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quite literally.
It is all day.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're here to talk about Discord profile pictures, statuses, and names, and how cringy and retarded they are.
Basically, what the
People
cliches
on Discord are freaking dumb. Yeah.
Basically, the cliches.
Because
it's
Cliches
common.
as well as some freaking other ones like our own, because we don't
this
discriminate
stupid
here.
platform
Everyone is a
we call
target.
Discord.
We're not
This
that
stupid
cringy.
platform we call Discord is full of furries, weebs, and pedos.
Shut
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I'm the pedo. Sorry. I'm wanted in like several states.
Twitter
Probably
has
shouldn't
come
do
for
that.
your soul.
God, we're gonna get kicked off of YouTube so fast.
Yeah. Twitter's gonna come for our souls while YouTube is busy kicking us into the dust. That's essentially gonna be our entire shtick.
Basically. So what's up first? Shall we talk about like what the cliches are?
Yeah, we'll do
of the,
cliches,
yeah,
then
go
we'll
for
rank
it.
our own, because no one's out of bounds
Alright.
in this area. We don't discriminate
Alright.
here. Everyone sucks.
And then we'll make fun of each other's.
Jawan, by the way, can you view my account real quick?
Yeah, I can see.
It's just some monkey.
No.
Sidetrack moment.
This is gonna, yeah. Ah,
By the way, for
hey,
Facebook
we're
listeners, to
gonna
set
get
my
this like button. This is gonna become the new YouTube
to set my
video, guys.
profile pic as a monkey.
We've gotten sidetracked and we haven't even gotten to the topic.
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't even started talking about cliche Discord stuff.
It's literally been like
We've
less than
already-
it's been a minute and we're already sidetracked.
That's our shtick, guys. Yeah, you've heard it here. We don't do anything
Let's start with
consistently.
Exhibit A.
we don't follow the script.
Yeah, we set plans
there is no
beforehand,
script.
and then we completely ignore them when we turn on the camera. Don't worry.
No, that's just because I changed my PFP.
Yeah, he is now Haramba
Okay.
apparently. Anyways,
Can I
yeah.
start with Exhibit A? This is going to be statuses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the cliches.
Also, Jacob, you sound like you just went through puberty. What happened?
I went through puberty twice.
No,
Pretty soon you're gonna be the next
call
corpse,
time.
just like your voice is gonna
I
be.
strive to sound like Corpse. Come on, Corpse and Swagger love child.
Exactly. I've said this before. He
All
sounds
right.
like Swagger, so if he was slightly less deeper,
I sound like a little motherfucker.
I'm Corpse's child.
Yeah.
basically.
Alright,
so
we have two episodes
let's
of
start
the
off-
spectrum. Jacob is over here being Corpse, and then Peyton's over here being Mickey Mouse.
I'm just the black guy.
Yep.
Anyways.
He's just the black guy in the podcast, so that we can actually say the N-word without being canceled.
he need
You
at
have
least
to have
one
a black
rapper.
guy on the end of the podcast, you know?
He provides us the N-word passes. It's no biggie.
Okay, it's okay, people. It's okay. Anyways,
Statuses. What's a
let's get
cringy
into
status
the
that you guys
cliches
have seen?
first. Wait. Let's get into the cliches first. What in your opinions? What are like some of the cliche statuses that you see?
Well, I guess some of the first that we should probably be addressing is like the fake depressed people. Those are
Yes,
some of
it's exactly what came to my mind.
the fake depressed people are some of the first people I see as like that is straight up cringe, my man.
Taking a
Don't-
break. Please
Dude,
don't
no,
do
no,
that.
no.
I see it.
And then they
Wait,
turn
like,
they
there's
like
so
turn their
many
profile
different
picture to
movies.
black, and then they change their nickname in the server to like broken, or maybe even their entire friggin' in Discord
Or
name. They
people
just
that
change
have
like broken or
hypocritical
sad
statuses.
or just something to do with depression.
Yeah, or
And then
like
they're like, "Don't DM me," and then
It's
it's
very
just like,
annoying to say.
it's
yeah,
just-
exactly. Or it's like they're pressed and they change and they like put it in their status, and they try to flaunt it around.
Yeah.
Like literally, they want
Flaunting around
everyone.
mental illnesses is not a good thing. It's not a good thing for the people who are actually, experience these mental illness, and it's also not good for any people who
Yeah, it's quite
know you.
offensive.
It's offensive. It's
just like a straight screw you to their faces.
It's offensive. It's
People
very
who
much
actually have
it's very much a cringy thing to do. Overall, it's just not an admirable thing. If any of you podcast watchers do that, get out, because we're
it's understandable if you go to like a certain text channel that's
Boys
made
take
for
dubs
you
here.
to. Yeah, it's understandable if you go to a certain Discord server or someone's DMs or G.
It's understandable
and
if you talk to someone about your feelings and be like, hey, I have these feelings. Can I tell you about them? It's perfectly understandable to do that. But when you flaunt it in front of people's faces and then promptly don't follow it up, that's just like you're just doing things to get attention.
Or like when you do it
you go into chat when everyone's active and just like start like, oh man, I'm so sad.
Woe is me.
Like, oh,
I am
wow,
depressed.
happy.
Please feel pity for me. I used to be like that.
Jawan, I heard that in the
Give me
background.
attention.
of your mic.
I am grown out of that, and I find that phase of my life very cringy. I
Oh, my new phase of my life is this video from TikTok.
No.
Yeah, but the statuses you normally see are just like
That's
super
crazy,
edgy.
bro.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they're like motivational messages and shit. It's like, bro, seriously.
I usually try to have my status put to like something somewhat funny
Yeah.
about like every week
my
or two.
Trying to-
status
trying
is
to-
always random.
trying to make a
Ever
funny joke,
changed my
not
status.
like be depressed or make some sort of
My status is almost always random bull.
yeah.
Yeah.
My status is always just a weird joke I thought was funny at the time, and then as I proceed with time, I'm like, yeah, that's not funny at all.
Next thing is profile pictures. I
mean,
swear,
oh,
like
maybe we
90%
shouldn't break
of
it up.
Discord
Maybe we shouldn't
is
break it up
just,
into, like,
is just their
profile
NHA
picture
profile
statuses.
picture. Stupid fanboys, fangirls.
I think at least
Exactly.
my commentary on how we should structure this is not like based on stop saying hentai, Peyton. This is not the time for that. That'll be like next episode or something when you can break out all the
Yes.
moans you want. Until
I
then,
play
we're talking
hentai
about
here.
Discord statuses, so get out.
Cuba.
All right. So I think we should structure this like instead of being like the profiles, the avatars, the names, whatever. We should structure it as certain types of people and like why we think what are our thoughts about that like we just did the whole like depression whatever
Yeah.
and it's just like that's how we should structure it rather than like
There's some good profile pictures though.
Yeah,
like
we
There are some good profile pictures. Ones that actually look decent or look cool or are
Yeah.
funny and aren't cringy.
ones that are comedic.
like Peyton. He has this set to just Harambe.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Jackson's isn't like super funny, but isn't like super cringy.
It's-
It's just
mine
water,
is
and
themed
it
around
matches
a
his
certain.
name.
It's I have a
Oh,
username
no.
specifically, and this is kind of matching the theme. That's my entire point.
Exactly.
That's-
Yeah.
Okay, let's just address our
One's
profile
matches his theme. I mean, like that's a tad edgy, but eh.
Yeah, like here's the thing about our profile pictures. We usually never stay with the same profile picture and name for longer than maybe a month. We usually think of
I
like
would
some
like to stay
dumb
with
joke.
Terminal.
I'm
We,
al-
we usually
I'm
stick-
always
we
a
usually
Quadis.
think of
That's
some
my
dumb joke.
whole stick. But a lot of times, Peyton and Jawan often will interchange their stuff. I think that's been demonstrated
Mainly
many times.
just like the joke that's on the mind.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, whatever dumb joke we think of, then we will change accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has probably been demonstrated throughout the life of this podcast. That's been like, hey,
Basically.
Pretty
Hey.
much.
yeah, because you've seen.
I think from the podcast, I put
Freddy's balls to-
Wats as
Yeah.
in the profile picture.
Yeah, you did like,
Like a
West,
stretched
content
out
aware
version.
scale West.
Hey, my
You
profile
started
picture
as
is what
West,
it
then
is
you went to
now.
content aware scale West, and then now you're terminal.
Awesome.
Because you just kind
My
of dropped
profile-
off the face of the podcast for a while.
Hey, my profile
Dude,
picture.
how to
my
get
profile
laid,
picture is what it is now. Like, wait, my
guys.
profile picture is what it is now just because I started streaming, and so I just have it set to what I have over on Twitch.
Yeah,
You know.
that's my whole stick as well. Because I have a channel
Should we
I have
plug in
another
something
channel.
for that?
outside of
Oh,
this. What I do.
this,
So,
look,
like-
this is not a shameless. This is not a shameless plug.
This is
I'm not
just
trying to plug my
explanations.
Twitch.
This. We aren't trying to
Yeah,
plug
I'm
our
not trying
Twitch
to plug
or
my Twitch
YouTube or
unless our
whatever.
editor wants to be so
I
great.
know your game.
He's so kind to us and put my
I've already
Twitch
plugged
in
both
the
me and Peyton's
description.
channels in the comments. I can not in the comments in the description. I can probably also plug your guys' Twitch and stuff now. I'll maybe get to doing that sooner or later.
If you would so graciously do so, we will feed you extra. We will give you 1 extra piece of bread this week.
All right, I'll make sure to do that because I'm
Hey.
starving.
We'll give you 1 extra piece of bread.
Suffer, child.
We will give you.
We will make
give
you fight
1
the
extra
monkeys.
piece of bread.
I will fight the
We'll give
monkeys.
you-
I will throw hands for that fucking bread.
And we will give you 1 extra piece of bread.
Hey,
You will be forced to eat the monkeys. We do not promote
Eat the monkeys.
violence here on this channel.
we do not
Okay,
promote violence
so-
on this channel unless it's violence with a purpose. You can only
Okay.
beat a
Because
monkeys
it's
if you eat them.
funny.
Yeah,
Funny.
yeah. It's
We
just
only
like the whole
promote
like
funny
if you cut down a
violence.
tree, plant a tree or whatever. Except with monkeys, if you kill the monkey, you eat
If
it.
you kill a monkey, make a monkey. Makes sense.
The law of equal exchange. The law of equal exchange.
What is this? This better to quit hand very quickly.
Your
What have I done?
abhorrence is real.
What have I done? Mamma mia, what have I done?
You doing this?
Oh, what's the last one? Usernames, right?
Yeah, usernames.
Usernames. Oh, I hate those ones that have like a whole bunch of emojis next to them, custom fonts. Dang, I'm so quirky. Look at me.
Teehee, I'm so quirky. I do the funny name tags.
Yeah. Like, I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with the custom fonts because it does kind of give you, little.
I mean, the custom fonts are fine if
Just
if-
depends on how
if
you
it's
use
used,
it.
If it's used in moderation,
Yeah, it
it's
depends on how
fine.
you use
Other
it.
than that, it's
Like, the custom fonts are fine because it gives you a little bit of identity,
Yeah, it's.
My
I mean,
name
But
has
it's
a
too
custom
custom
fonts are a
much,
little more
like-
acceptable, I'd say, but I think one of the main things.
Certain
that-
ones, though,
like,
because there's some custom
emojis.
fonts that make it extremely hard to read their names. So it's like, bro, who are you?
Who are
What
you?
is your name?
Are you Mr. Rap or Mr. Rape? Like, I can't
Plus some
tell.
mod. Dude,
Monetize.
plus some mods find it super
Just
annoying
throw
to
them in
unping people because then they have custom fonts.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a bit. I've been
Yeah,
screaming all
what I
this
hate
in
is
my-
because
I've been
since,
essentially screaming
yeah.
all of the stuff I've said so far, so I don't know how much my parents have heard and are probably like, "What is he
When
doing up
people
there? Why
have
is he screaming
custom
about rape and
fonts on,
depression?"
He's talking
when you have
about
to read
custom
the
fonts.
custom fonts,
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to realize
talking about
that
custom fonts, and somehow
for older
racial depression has
devices, you
gotten-
can't see
has
those
gotten
custom
into it.
fonts.
I rarely use custom fonts. There's like one Discord server where I have a custom font in.
yeah. I remember I
There's
used to
a
use custom fonts in my name
it's
for at
just
least a
a
little bit, but then I'm like,
square for me.
if it's too much work, I don't really care.
Like
I'll
I
just-
have
I'll
like
stick with the
one.
class.
There's custom font. I use custom font. Other than that, it's nah. It's not. That's not it.
I
It's
use
not
a custom font in my name, but that's just like a clan tag.
Yeah, it's just
Huh.
a clan tag for him. I guess
It's just-
technically,
It's
we're
just
all
two
part of
letters.
Isn't technically like we never cap ink technically like a little
Yeah, that's from the thing that I own.
Huh.
yeah.
Alright.
Because
I
because
set my
my
Call
Discord
of Duty
server is
clan
just
tag.
we never cap
To be
incorporated.
honest with you, Jacob, I might set my Call of Duty clan tag to that to WNC for we never cap.
WNCI, yes, thank you, brother.
WNCI. Yes, I will do so. Whenever I shred people, I will let them know that the we never cap ink has
The
destroyed
boys
them.
only take dubs.
The boys only take dubs. Like if I ever get popular on Twitch, I may like make like my own little clan, maybe.
If I ever get
Yeah, I mean, I
popular
don't
on
expect that any of
YouTube,
us are ever
I'm
gonna be
going- I'm
popular.
boys. You know,
I don't know what it would be called.
Not
I
on the
would-
podcast,
like, I
not on
would
our own
like-
channels, because we're all just teenagers that are just jerking around at the end of the day.
Very
So
cool.
I mean,
I
what does it
don't
matter?
think you should give away that information, bud.
If I ever did create a new like in a clan, it would be called the True Reapers, and it would be TTR.
That's nice.
That's,
Very nice.
that sounds
The
very
True
edgy,
Reaper
but you know
clan.
what?
That's what I
Who
swear
can
to
I-
God,
who
if
can
y'all
I care?
sound anime or edgy,
Sounds
I will
pretty nice.
slaughter all of you. I will
All right.
creep into your house
Cool.
and
I
hide in a
haven't
dark
played
corner.
that in like
with a
six
The
shotgun.
closer I get
man.
to those
I will
hot demon
blow
girls,
your
the better.
feet off. You've been
I've been
talking
grinding
over each other's
Brawlhalla and
entire time.
Crunker.
we've been talking over each other this entire time.
Yes, that's.
Yes, hello.
We're just whenever someone says something mid sentence, everyone else is like,
We're still
and also
talking over
Peyton,
each other.
your mic quality is terrible yet again. You gotta fix that.
Half the podcast because you all keep interrupting me with your half the thing on podcast.
Fair enough.
You don't matter.
This is
don't-
basically every
Just
species.
turn your mic gain down a bit so it's because your
Yeah,
mic
shut
is
up.
Your
fine.
bait-
You're just bugging out.
I hear a lot of bass in that. Whatever.
His mic is fine. You're just bugging out, Jack. He's Haramba. Harambe's Haramba. Leave him alone.
Right.
Haramba
Yeah.
vibe. Let Haramba be
kid.
Haramba.
So should I
Can we get
should
back
I
on
steer, veer us back on the topic, or are we just gonna keep talking
Yes,
about?
please.
Yeah.
All right.
We
So,
talked about
help
profile
real quick?
pictures.
We've talked about all the general our thoughts.
How about some-
each. How about we talk about like general types of people on Discord that were like no or yes, like our thoughts on certain
Yes,
stereotypes
furries.
in Discord.
We
The type of people
Furries,
on your common
weebs,
Discord
e-boys,
server.
e-girls, like friggin'
No, how about we just talk
sociopaths.
about
Attention
the
seekers.
common, like,
attention
Discord.
seekers.
All right.
Exactly. Yes.
Let's start with
No,
e-boys and
wait,
e-girls
wait,
because
wait,
that's
wait.
topical. We're on the internet
And then
after
you
all.
got the people who are like overly nice.
I think the definition for e-girl was like a woman on the internet who makes money,
Yeah.
which is commonly through using her body in such ways.
Exactly.
This is like these are commonly found on a wonderful platform called Twitch.
Jacob over
literally
here with the
every single
Jacob over here hitting us with the Urban
I got
Dictionary
banned
definition.
from
over here.
Got 'em.
Jawan's Twitch chat so many times.
Yeah, like you guys can call me sexist if you want to. I don't watch any female streamers at all.
It's not
I mean,
This
I
is
don't
a good
care.
thing. Praise, praise.
I don't watch any female streamers.
I mean,
Thank you.
I
Like,
watch
maybe there's
YouTubers
one
when they're
female
good,
streamer
but other than that, I
Yeah,
don't.
no, wait,
I don't
wait,
discriminate
wait.
between gender. I just discriminate between content quality.
Yeah, like there's this
Super
one.
man.
There's literally one female streamer I watched, and she was an incredibly small streamer, no camera, but she was playing COD World War II, and I was like, okay, bet, I like that.
Nice.
And then you
It's
watch
a-
the
it's a-
VTubers.
It's kind of rare that you see females on like on COD.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright.
now let's get on topic.
Alright, back on the topic. What are some other cringy or not cringy Discord groups of people?
Oh, you got your Discord
done.
people with weird kinks.
I'm
weird
good.
kinks. You got your weird. You got the people with the weird kinks.
Weird kinks. That's a cool
Or
one.
those
Like,
people
the
who are
whole-
like
the
way
whole
too
text
openly
channel
sexual.
is filled with nothing but weird kinks. Let me tell you. I'm part of an anime club Discord server, right? For my school. For school.
Jawan,
Yeah.
Jacob got banned.
Oh,
That server's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. Niggas got
Yeah,
banned. No, wait. When I tell you, there is an entire chat just for Transformers porn. Basically, there's an entire chat.
What? Oh wait a second. What? People enjoy sexualizing
When I tell
Transformers?
you,
I'm
these
afraid
people-
now.
Please tell a short story.
really attracted to
Please tell a short
mischievous-
story.
Yes, it's short story, wholesome story time with Jawan.
Yes.
There's an entire chat
No.
full of Transformers.
Wholesome story time with a terminal. Okay. This is a thing now. Make it a thing. And
Yeah, wholesome story
so
time with
on our lovely school server, right? So they have a chat for like serious talk to like debate about random stuff. And so I was going about how like BS everything is online. About like certain about like groups, and they did not like that because I was using the channel for its intended purpose, because their rules state no racism, sexism, or like homophobia, and like that's what it was about. Me complaining about like that side of the community, like say the LGBTQ community, for example. Shut up! I am telling a story, boy.
Peyton.
It's story
Let
time.
the man tell his
Shut up,
story.
Haramba.
You do not
You
interrupt
just-
the story time, Peyton. We are going to boot you from this
you just
podcast if you
completely
do not
missed
respect
the
the story
story
time. Ah,
Back
Okay,
to
but
story
as I
time.
was saying, take the LGBTQ community for example. There are people that like be bi, solely just for some attention. Like, dang, bro, you're cool. Take your
Give me a remote.
take your
Give me a remote.
respect. Yeah, but like I was complaining about that, and then I got
That's why I have a
banned for it.
diamond play button, unlike
It's
you.
banned for using the channel for its intended purpose,
Huh.
which is basically controversy
Oh.
because their entire channel was just like politics.
Huh.
Basically. But then you also got your
Politics
disco
are
people
fine,
who-
but when you address annoying people in a certain community, that's not cool. That's racism. That's sexism. That's homophobia. That's everything. You are an enemy to the people.
Who they support the red side. Boo hoo, they support the blue side.
Boo hoo.
Sorry, bro, but I support the orange.
I'm
It's
not
a nice
I'm not a
thing,
blood
bro.
orchid,
I support
so-
neither because politics
Support
are bad.
Kanye West 2020, guys. Come
Exactly,
on, we can still do it.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye
2020.
West.
Biden may have won, but Kanye West is still in it.
He's still in the game. Biden
Still
didn't
in
win. It's all a conspiracy.
But Kanye West gets voted for 2024. Woo! Yeah, baby.
What we talking about? This is also about. What?
We
Alright.
should end it here. Like we're pretty much done at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh no! Wait,
not
wait!
really
You also
done. We
have
just
your
keep getting
overly
sidetracked on
sensitive
certain sections.
Yeah, like one thing leads to another.
Yep, one thing leads to another, and then one of us has to correct it.
people. Okay,
And that
okay.
person
Led to
will be me.
Kanye West 2024.
That
Listen,
person will be me.
listen. Wait,
Alright.
wait. I'm
Do you
gonna
have a
bring
story
them up.
time, Jawan?
Listen,
My story
listen,
time's over.
Okay, listen. This is something very important that we need to talk about. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take your hentai.
Yeah. Alright,
I would
shall we get back
love
on
to
topic
stream
now?
the
Let's
game
get that.
on like
This
YouTube
is
or Twitch.
this is the topic. What do you mean?
Yeah, shut up,
were still on-
Jackson.
we were on a topic.
No, it is Helltaker End by now.
No,
This is content.
isn't this? Are we doing that next
This is quality
episode?
content on YouTube.
Are we doing that next episode? Wasn't that like the entire
Yes.
premise of the next episode?
We are going to do a full 2-hour review on Helltaker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like on the game or on the hentai? That's the.
Leave me alone.
All of it, every last one of it.
Ah.
No, you're not getting
I have
normal.
like a million, dude. There's like a million pinned images in Jawan's DMs that have Helltaker on it.
No.
Oh yeah, you can't get enough of those sharply dressed demon girls.
Oh yeah. You just gotta love it when she eat pancakes. Oh, she's also eating your.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many of that
But
hentai is
entire
linked to,
game.
to DeviantArt? I need to know.
Like.
Oh
Get
my
outta
god,
here.
it's the nerd!
Joins
The
last
nerd
name.
has
Bye.
arrived!
No, we don't want you here. Goodbye. We're in the middle of recording. Goodbye. Bye, Daniel.
You're
Bye.
too late, Daniel.
Bye.
Shun.
Bye.
Shun. Shun.
Out of here.
I
Bye.
mean, I don't mind if
Well,
he's
watch
here,
this.
the more the merrier.
Leave.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
No. Jackson says I stay, so I stay, and he's the editor.
I have the power.
There we go.
Got him.
Bro!
Stop ringing. No,
Hard.
don't ring. There.
There we go. There we go.
Got him.
The cancer's gone.
No.
God, the
Just
cancer's
let him
back.
in the freaking
Why?
podcast.
Yeah.
Crabs are back. The crabs are back.
All
What are
right,
we talking about?
let's continue the podcast. Even if Peyton and
Half of us are
Jacob have
gone.
both disappeared. I mean, Daniel's here at least, so.
Hey, yay!
Yeah.
Bet you're glad I arrived now, don't you?
Yeah, I'm so happy.
All right. So, is there anything we want to discuss? Because basically, our other topic has been exhausted with the fact that half the participants have just vanished.
I don't know. No.
Well, let's not talk
No.
about hentai, because of course that's next episode.
Yes, okay,
Actually-
fine.
The next one's
Actually, I don't think it's a
Next one's
good
our 10th
idea to
episode,
do
so
that.
I want-
Begin it.
I want to.
All right, let's be. I'm
not.
gonna be honest. Listen, I like that, but I don't think it's a good idea to talk about it on YouTube. You know.
Oh, we can actually make a video on hentai.
As
There's
long
been-
as
I've
we
seen.
don't show anything, it's fine. Or if we,
I or send.
I mean, I'm
It
not
would be
going.
restricted.
Oh,
Yeah,
I guess.
If you
yeah.
can, if someone in the group can compile all the images and like at least have them mildly censored for me, so that I can just put them.
Well,
in,
I
that'll be
think
fine.
Jackson, you will have to censor them. That's
If
the
you
Yeah,
can
thing.
you're
only
gonna have
compile
to
the images that
bro.
you review, so it's easier for me, and I don't have to go combing through the Discord messages for all the stuff you reviewed.
Sure. I'll have like Mars and Peyton like compile a bunch of images and send it to you.
I'll probably be disgusted in the process, but you know what? As long as we get it in, it's fine.
Boners may ensue.
Yeah.
and probably will fail. No, not November, but oh well.
I already have. It's nice. It's not a problem. I never
Well,
participated to begin with.
Yeah, and I'm
so-
pretty sure. I think the only one. I think it's gonna be Jawan who fails this next time we do the podcast, unless
I mean,
we
I
don't
think
do
I
it
want to
in
do something
November.
special for the 10th episode. Maybe we can save the hentai episode for the last.
We've all agreed. We've all agreed already today that basically no one even cares at this point.
Yeah. We're
Like,
all
no one
shut
really
in. We
cares
kind of
at all.
need it. It's probably better for us to
Yeah,
film.
so, like
the-
2020 has been such a terrible year.
Yeah,
It's
we're
it's no.
We're not gonna
it's-
ma- we're not gonna make it worse.
Who even cares?
November
We're not
has
gonna.
been-
We're not even gonna make it worse.
If we've canceled
It's the
everything else,
one.
let's
It's the
cancel none of
one
November.
challenge. It's the one challenge that I'm not even interested in that much.
In any normal year, fine. I'll partake in like half of it.
Normal year.
but this year, I kind
yeah,
of need the nut.
We have.
Peyton, did you have to silence? Not Peyton. Jawan, did you have to silence the traps in your basement again?
I would like to not disclose this information at this time.
Oh wait, what's going on with my thing?
I would like you to know that I no longer have traps in my basement. That's because they're all dead. I have to go get them.
Forget to feed your traps.
Credit to Bread Boys for that.
We
clip.
will remove
Sound clip.
you from the podcast if you do that. It's fine. in normal
Good job
conversation.
on.
Don't spam those during a podcast.
On the soundboard. Yeah, if you don't know, Daniel now has a low budget soundboard. He can only have like a few sounds on it, so it's terrible.
And they're all like bad memes, so it makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's not even the good soundboard where he can actually record what he's hearing over his computer audio and get funny sounds that we make. It's more we have to send him sound files, and then he puts that into his soundboard. And he
Yeah,
can only have like 4 sounds, so it's like a really low budget soundboard.
I mean,
So don't
I mean,
expect any funny moments from his soundboard. Unless he finds a perfect time to use. If she breathes, she's a thought.
Yeah, if we do another like e-girl episode like we did with like the episode 2 with Pokemon, I don't think it will really find any use.
Girl episode.
I
mean,
there probably will
if
be
you-
another.
If
Yeah, I
you
mean,
would have
we
been
could
here
just-
earlier,
we
would
could
have
do it.
we did talk about e-girls earlier, so it would have been a good time to be there then, but you didn't.
Damn it!
So
Fuck.
I mean, we could just make an episode talking about like females on Discord as a whole. You know.
I mean, we probably could.
Talk about
Yeah.
our friend Lucy, and talk about our friend Lucy, who's a thought. No, she's not though. But
Not
We
really,
already
not.
called her a podcast whore earlier. The joke's
Yeah.
already been done.
Yeah, it's been done, buddy. So I'm the one who makes the Lucy and Jacob jokes. I ain't. That is my job. All
I was
right,
the one
so
who made the
don't. Even,
podcast whore joke, but that's about it. All the credit goes to Jacob and
Right.
and the
freaking
podcast
Jawan.
was originally like a joke, but then Jackson had the recording software and everything, so it was like, hey,
well,
bet.
I have this. The original plan was I was going to record it, but then I run out of space on my computer, and I'm still low on space.
And also, you recorded MKV files, which I can't process. You sent me like a
Yeah.
Brawlhalla episode, and in MKV, and I couldn't even like turn it into into MP4 format. So
I probably could. I
you probably
could
could
resend
record
that to you.
MP4 instead of MKV, but save that for when I'm not around and you need to record an episode.
Okay.
For now, it's probably better for me to get the episodes to save the entire transfer of footage from the editor from the recorder to
No.
the editor.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
wait, listen. Since we have like another 30, we have to do another 30 minutes of recording. Why not have this as a little miniature topic, an overview of video games this year of 2020 in the video game sense.
I think that might be a better concept for like in December when it's like we're approaching the end of the year. We can do an entire episode
Yeah.
on that. We can be like, hey, what do we think of video games this year? What was good? What was bad?
Very
What was the
true.
thing?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
when it's a better time.
There is still a couple of video games slotted for release because I know Cold War is still slotted for release. It's going to be releasing this week actually.
Huh. Nice.
What's
Yeah.
it?
Also Cyberpunk as well.
Yeah. Cold War is going to be releasing later this week. So,
I'll probably
yeah,
cover a
probably
majority of the Nintendo games because
I'm probably going to be
I'm a Nintendo boy.
mostly talking about the. I know Halo isn't the Halo games aren't new, but they're new to the PC. Well, new to legally play them on PC without like in full fledged form, not demo form.
Daniel could be our PC expert. He'll
Yeah,
I will be the
PC
one who
games.
just.
Yeah, if
I don't know how much I trust his tastes, but you know what? Still, he could be our PC.
So I'm
expert.
really.
Well, Jawan. Jawan's the one who likes Call of Duty.
No, I'm the only one here who actually like uses it. I can fill you guys in on like the console releases. Most of the
Well, besides maybe Switch.
Yeah.
Well, maybe besides
I'm
Switch,
the
because
Nintendo-
that's.
I'm the resident Switch expert. That's my.
Well, I guess you and Peyton, but mostly
you and Peyton.
Yeah.
Switch
I think the
players are trash.
episode. I think the episode will be better if we do some research beforehand. Like
Yeah.
we
I
all
can
compile like
easily-
lists of games that were monumental throughout the year and our thoughts on them and like.
I can probably find a list where it's like a list of every game that was released this year. We can talk about the ones that are major,
Yeah, and
or the
probably
ones. Nope.
we could probably talk about different consoles and people could be experts on different consoles because.
Yeah.
I'm the
I will lead the
Nintendo.
PlayStation next one.
I'm the Nintendo guy.
I probably know the
I
most.
only do Nintendo
thought you-
because I'm a little
I guess-
bitch.
Like,
Hey,
listen.
Peyton's Xbox and Jacob is Flash game.
Flash games expert.
think-
I don't
Yeah,
think
he's Flash
I don't
games
think much
expert
is in the
because
way
he's
of
too-
Flash because Flash is literally gonna die in December.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Flash is gonna die.
Oh no.
Plus, there's like
So we can
There's a
we can
fault.
probably dedicate a
I mean, I
section to a
guess-
sorrowful goodbye to Flash.
there's Flash games made every day by like not only just like people who random Flash games you find on some knockoff like rip off gaming site, but also like the ones made for educational purposes and everything.
And like
so.
the high production
quote
Flash
unquote-
games like Smash Flash 2 and like
Yeah,
Yeah,
quote
Stickman
unquote
with
educational
Flash game at some point.
productions,
yeah.
aka
educational productions. It's like those dumb little Flash games that have they on like on education sites. For like a school project.
Oh
or,
yeah. I thought you were talking about Cool Math games and how we would get away with playing a bunch of games that aren't even educational on that.
Yeah, it's funny how Cool Math Games is called Cool Math Games, but literally almost none of the games are educational.
Well, I think some of it do like require like mathematical skills and forethought. But the thing is,
are rooted in some sort of problem-solving capabilities, but most
Yeah.
of them don't feel like math, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like I remember there's like two versions of Cool Math. There is the one version of Cool Math that everyone knows about, and then there's one version of Cool Math that you can go to accidentally if you click on the wrong link. It'll take you to an educational one.
Yeah,
that has actual education games on it.
I know what you're talking about because I know for a while they banned Cool Math games at our school, and I would use that, but they didn't ban the actual educational one, and I would use that to get into the fun one.
Oh,
So, it was actually a very neat loophole.
Okay, well, we can talk about like our favorite games from this year, though.
Yeah.
Right now, okay, sure.
We still have like
I mean,
we still have like another 10 minutes of recording, so
Okay,
20
I-
minutes of recording,
This
so.
isn't a new game. I guess it hasn't been officially released. I guess it's still being worked on, and a lot of elements of it are being reworked and are subject to change. But Secret Lab, SCP Secret Lab was actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to play with just in general. It's kind of one of those games where you can get like a story out of it, like every time you play it. Like usually with most games, you can only generate one interesting experience to share with other people. With that game, I could probably create like 5 within like one play session, because just how many different elements can affect the game. I guess there are other games like that, but yeah.
Like,
But,
okay, hold on. I have to go use the bathroom, so hold off on the subject real quick. Just talk about some random stuff until I get back, because I need to use the bathroom.
We can just cut this part out.
Alright, sure. Alright, I'm back.
Hey, Jawan, random question. So we're thinking about making our own like D&D inspired board game for the podcast. Would you be interested in participating in that for a few episodes? You
Like,
we
just
could, like I could be like a special guest that comes on
maybe
every,
not like a
every
special.
couple
you could be like
We were just
You could
thinking
be
like we
like-
do a big D&D episode, like something themed
Yeah.
around D&D, just for like an episode or two.
Oh yeah, no, you know how funny that would be because I can just incorporate my blackness because I know absolutely.
Yeah, you can be passing out the N-word passes.
No, listen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hella black
It'll
the
be like-
entire time.
It'll be like the
If-
biggest. It'll be like the biggest like dumb freaking shitpost you've ever seen on the internet. We'll
not
get
really,
We'll see.
not
If,
really, because Reddit's a thing.
I mean, yeah,
but-
Reddit, fair. Reddit is a thing, but we'll have to see how many people we can get on. Maybe we can get Mars on as well, and like Jacob is definitely probably gonna be a good member. Peyton was in the original one, so I don't know how. I don't think it'll be difficult to convince them to.
Yeah,
come
Rose
on
are
for-
probably not going to continue. We're probably not going to continue the story
Yeah, I'll have to.
just because our special
Yeah,
guest for that
because
one
our
time
special
reached-
guest just left, and so how are we gonna explain his sudden disappearance? A D&D.
we could just say we can just say that Peyton and you got hungry and ate him.
Yeah, I mean we could, but honestly, it'd be
Even
more
though
fun to get a
you
lot of
had like
people.
2 bodies you were bringing around just to have us.
Wait, who was this special guest?
Oh, you have to watch the D&D
Yeah, he was a
episode.
friend. He was a friend of Daniel.
You
Wisconsin,
haven't met him.
so,
You
like-
haven't met him.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a.
It was like a
okay.
one-time
Yeah.
special guest thing that we tried to, do something like D&D, but then it didn't work.
Well,
I mean,
it worked.
It worked. It just we lost a special guest, and so now we don't get to continue it.
Yeah.
It was originally
That
gonna
was
be-
mainly because of.
Yeah, we can just say. You can just say you can just say we got hungry and ate them.
Truth
was-
is, the real reason was that it was because of what Peyton was posting in the group chat. But let's not talk about that.
I guess Peyton was posting his usual hentai.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what made him like, because he didn't want his parents to find out, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay,
know-
true.
Because his
worse
parents
than
are
your
more-
parents
Learn from that.
finding hentai on your
Shit,
phone.
okay, look, new
and
decree.
someone else's
Every
hentai on
time
your phone.
y'all want to invite someone into the group, you have to make sure you lay down the rules and tell them what is and what isn't. Right? You have to tell them that Peyton likes to post hentai all the time. You have to tell them about the jokes we make. You have to tell them not to not be sensitive, otherwise we will tear them apart from the inside out.
Yeah,
Yeah, even if that
Right.
is not a good way of being a human being, it's still kind of what
Exactly.
it's how we are.
It's the roots thing, all right. It's how we continue to stay friends and how we make each other laugh, all right.
we do. Yeah, that's our
Yeah.
sense of humor, and as messed up as it may be, it is kind of how we are a group of friends.
Exactly. So if you got friends that you know aren't going to be able to like handle what the group is, then just don't invite them.
Yeah. Anyways, we're getting off topic. We're going to talk about video games.
Oh yeah, let's get
Yeah,
back.
let's
Just
actually
make
talk about
this one
that
a
now
gentleman-
instead of like. I think for the 10th episode, I want to make like a projection of the future
Yeah.
of the podcast, like
All right.
do
Also,
some overview stuff. I don't know.
Can I just ask one more thing? Can we make it like a brief touch on the thing, and we can fully discuss it later on?
Yeah, of course. This will be a brief
Because-
touch.
Because
we're gonna do like a big special at like the end of 2020 and be like,
yeah, because there is this one game that I've been excited to play, but I haven't got the chance. Well, I guess 2: Cyberpunk and Karen. If you don't know what Karen is, it's the one where you play as a spaghetti monster.
what?
Yeah, you're a big monster, big collection of sentient tendrils, and you grab people and consume them into your being.
Oh Korean. However the hell you say
I
it.
don't know. I pronounce it Karen because I think that's funny.
My first thought was like the bob haired sunglasses lady who asked me that.
Exactly,
That was what I
the
first
lady who
saw.
asked for the
I'm like,
manager.
why is there a spaghetti monster in a game named Karen? I'm confused.
I mean, which
Wait a
one?
minute.
I mean, which one is the true monster? That's the real question.
That is the true question.
Yeah.
No,
That is the
spaghetti
insightful
monster
question that we
Karen's
must ask
true
all
form?
ourselves. That is what we
No,
will
the real,
find
no,
when we
wait,
post
wait,
nut
wait,
clarity.
listen. The real question is the spaghetti monster Karen's true form?
Oh no!
Who knows?
Is that her true form?
I mean,
The final
it
boss
does
Karen.
have a mounts amount of greed and and it does not care. It will want to do whatever it'll do whatever it takes to get what it wants, regardless of
so it's basically
regardless,
Karen.
Proven.
regardless of how it affects people around it. So yes, it is in fact a Karen.
Korean
It's a Karen on
confirmed.
steroids.
It's a Karen crossed with the Thing from
That's the thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing from 1987.
Oh,
a
look at
remake-
you,
a
flexing your
remake-
movie knowledge.
A remake of the 1957 black and white the Thing from Outer Space.
Okay, well, look at you flexing your movie knowledge.
Also, that last part is true, except for the date. I actually don't know when it came out. The black and white version, the original.
Okay, well, look at you flexing your movie knowledge. Anyways, back to the original topic, our favorite games from this year. Daniel, you got done talking about the SCP found secret laboratory, right?
Yeah, I don't really have anything more to say about that, except for maybe like
I wanted to say, like there is a lot of potential with the SCPs because there's like so many of them, and there's actually some really good stories in there. By these people, there's a lot of potential, like video game wise. Like it'll just take like one good indie game developer to make a good CP game.
Well, I mean, there's SCP confinement though. Like
I know there's a bunch of other. There's still
like that was the like sort of the one that got people interested in SCP in general. Like back in
we just need
2012.
more. I think we just need more SCP game.
I guess I'm fine with SCP confinement and SCP secret lab because I don't know. I guess you're right. I agree with you and also disagree with you. I guess and also SCP confinement has massive modding capabilities, so
Yeah.
I mean it's not necessarily that needed, or at least I think it has good modding community. I actually haven't played SCP confinement. Maybe you should do that as a podcast thing, you know? I play it, you make fun of me for screaming my head off when we encounter 173. And have a good time.
Isn't that Peanut?
Yeah, that's the original first ever written SCP. That is
Yeah. It is funny how that's the original ever written SCP, but it's given 173.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure SCP-001 hasn't been written yet, or at least they haven't found a good story for it. There have been
wait, because I do know the story behind that. Actually, it's not that there's not a good story behind it. It's just like they're going with the just like the community as a whole is going with the storyline as to where it's up to debate on which one is actual SCP-001. Because I know one of the candidates.
Which one should it be? Because is more accurate to say, because there are multiple submissions for them there to be SCP-001.
I know the one I think it should be. I don't think it should be, but I think it's a really cool one to be number one. It's called the Gate Guardian. It's basically
I know what you're talking about.
gate, like this gigantic gate in like the middle of this field, and it's like this gigantic guardian basically with like a sword, I believe, and everything. And if you get in there like a certain radius of this door, it's like you just forget everything. If you people make advances towards it, the thing just kills it all.
That's interesting, but the SCP Foundation is like really in terms of the lore, really old, like thousands of years old at minimum. So there would be no way for them to actually find it and notice it.
They say, I know they say for the Great Guardian that it's guarding the Garden of Eden. Like if you can view what's behind the garden, through the gate is like the Garden of Eden and everything.
You can,
so it's like,
yeah, you can possibly see apples or something along the lines of that.
yeah, it's something that looks like the garden, and they believe it's the Garden of Eden. So it's like this thing
Yeah.
guarding the garden, like stopping us from entering the Garden of Eden. My question is, if they ever continue the story of the gate guarding, if like the world would end at some point, and it would like allow people to go through the gates to be safe. I wonder that would be cool.
That would be interesting. Like maybe
That's
when
the end of 2020, everyone.
2020. We all have to go through a gate.
2020. We all get entrance to the Garden of Eden where we are.
I like how Jawan, right before we started talking about SCP, said let's get back on track, and now let's just talk about SCP. You know what? Screw 2020 video games. Because while there's been a lot
I don't
of
even
good
know
ones,
SCP, so I can't help anything there. I just be silent the entire time, cracking
Jack,
little
you go.
bad jokes.
Jack, you say your favorite game of 2020. Favorite games 2020.
Switch games 2020. But a big Switch game of mine that came out this year is Animal Crossing: New Horizons. That's
Animal Crossing. What was it? New Horizons.
yeah, New Horizons was the one. That's kind of a cool game for me. It may not be the most like action-packed, story-filled, big old release that everyone's hyped for, and everyone's like, hell yeah, this is coming out now.
well, I mean, people were hyped for it, but I mean,
hyped, but
it
not
was-
because it was like some big ol' like. I mean, I guess it was a series that people were asking for, because Nintendo skipped out of a Wii U entry in favor for Animal Crossing, the friggin' board game one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Scott the
Which was
Waz made a
bad.
very good video on that
like
game,
a, like
as
a
well
40
as
minute
a,
video, like a 40-minute
as
video.
well as a couple other videos
Yeah.
of the dark age of Nintendo, or
Yeah.
Nintendo's dark age.
Yeah,
He like made a series.
It's like he even compiled them three into a single video. It's basically
That's
a
about, like,
feature-length
an
film
hour
at this
long.
point. It's an hour
It is.
46, I believe, which is like that's a feature-length film that he has right there.
No, I wouldn't say feature-length film. A feature-length film at minimum is an hour and 30 minutes.
I know, it works because it's an hour and 46. That's how.
Oh, I thought it was 46 seconds, not 46 minutes. My bad.
An hour 46.
Ah, my nose is itching.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
Regardless,
New Horizon was kind of hyped. Like the first two games that were extremely hyped for 2020 was Doom Eternal and
Doom
New Horizon.
and the fun thing was
And
they came out on the
also,
same
I
day,
guess-
so people got to meme that and all that.
Also, Half-Life Alyx too, I guess, because
no, Half-Life Alyx. I don't think Half-Life Alyx was like announced until. Well, wait, when was Half-Life?
It was announced. No, it was announced not that long. I mean, it was announced like it came out around the same time as Doom Eternal, but it was announced like much later. But what was I about to say? Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. So back in 2004, the big two hit games, or the big popular games that people were hyped for, was Half-Life 2 and Doom 3. Now 2020. The two games that people were hyped for was Half-Life Alyx and Doom Eternal. I think that's kind of funny.
Very funny.
Like,
It's like Valve and id Software working together.
I mean, could be. I mean, the original Half-Life, the engine for Half-Life 1 was a modded version of the Quake engine, so yeah, not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
Not out of the possibility. I mean, hey,
I mean, Gabe Newell did. I mean, when Gabe Newell worked at
maybe there's a secret Valve game coming out later this year.
yeah.
Who knows?
Also, by the way, who's hyped for a Left 4 Dead coach?
I
There's
don't know
gonna
what
be
you're
another
talking
Left.
about.
No, I'm making a joke. There was like a theory that Left 4 Dead will get a VR spin-off, and people are saying it's gonna be Left 4 Dead coach because like Half-Life Alyx is like Alex is the side character in the Half-Life games, and Coach, while he's not a side character, like isn't like necessarily important. I guess is to say, I don't know. You get it. You won't. I can't speak. I can't speak and play at the same time. I'm also playing a video game, so if you ever hear me scream for a minute there,
I think he's playing Little Flag.
yes, you are correct. Because that's the only game I can really play and just chat. Because it's a game you kind of can just turn off your brain while you play. Like I don't really I don't have all that many games like that in my library, so this is the best option.
That's the same thing for COD, but
Yeah.
I switch time, so I can multitask though. I multitask easily.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, anyway, my favorite. Okay, well, what was you finna say? You finished?
no, you go ahead. I forgot what I was about to say anyway.
Okay,
I have
favorite-
amnesia.
I think we beat him too much. Anyways, don't call the police, please. My favorite game from this year definitely has to be Ghost of Tsushima. I'm kind of I guess I am kind of a big nut when it comes to stuff like that because I really do like the samurai and the ninjas and everything. I do think they're really cool. And I saw Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. I'm like, oh my god, this game looks hella good. I finally got my hands on it, and I was like, oh, yes, it's a really good game. Like I was able to play it on my living room TV, and it's a good TV. It has some great graphics, and then of course, just Ghost of Tsushima by itself is a really good looking game. Its graphics are really good.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple hiccups here and there. Like sometimes Jin's cape would like if you had like a little cape with your stuff or would like go through your armor or your
I think
sword.
that would be more of an issue with the physics engine than anything else.
Yeah.
Not
no, like there's like sometimes the armor would go through his like sword handle, his sword hilt. But to be honest, in my opinion, that's very excusable compared to just how good the game looks.
that and Bethesda, that and TF2 does that a lot of its cosmetics would clip like that for
like the clipping and the cosmetic of his armor and stuff is very excusable just because of how good the game is and just how the environments are very beautiful. Like my favorite by far is riding through the forest with the orange with the yellow leaves because it's like basically fall. That's my favorite.
That'd be a very cool set piece. If you can, send me a screenshot of that because that sounds like a good wallpaper.
I don't have Ghost of Tsushima anymore. Sadly, I don't have it. But if I could,
what happened?
Well, I got it over GameFly. I had to send it back after, so I sent it back.
No. I feel so sad for you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get the plan where I can have multiple games. I only got the one game out at a time plan, not the entire one. And I don't have I don't have GameFly anymore. So yeah.
That sucks.
And I might. That's maybe the game I get again. I really hope they re-release Ghost of Tsushima for the PS5.
I think PS5 has backward compatibility.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah,
So,
but I hope they have like
Unlike
full-on,
that darn Nintendo Switch. Why? Why do you?
Well, I mean, how are we gonna plug in a Wii U disc into a small cartridge case like that? You're not going to do that.
Still. I wish it would have been backwards compatible, so I have more reason to buy a Switch.
Nintendo is never gonna have good backwards compatibility. They only had it for the Wii and the Wii U
and the
for
GameCube. And the GameCube. Don't forget the GameCube.
I'm saying the GameCube didn't have backwards compatibility. I'm saying the Wii and the Wii U did.
I mean, the GameCube technically did have backwards compatibility via there was a Game Boy slot that you could add to it.
That's not really. Well, it wasn't really backwards compatibility because that thing was still relevant.
Yeah.
Relevant.
Yeah, relevant. No, it's relevant. Relevant, not relevant.
The DS and the Game Boy Advance were another one of those backwards compatible cases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do hope. Well, I don't know how good it is going to be because I'm pretty sure it's not because I don't think it's not optimized for the PS5. It's optimized for the PS4, so I think they should re-release it fully optimized for the PS5. Unless everything that's backwards compatible for the PS4 and PS5, it's automatically optimized for the better graphics.
I think it will be. If it has backwards compatibility. Generally with most video games, they do have backwards compatibility. With most video games consoles, if you could get all the video game consoles from the previous generation to be compatible on this new console, usually most of them will work, except for like maybe like a few outliers.
Yeah,
But
because
those,
of how different the engines are compared from then compared to now.
yeah,
The different the different styles and techniques used to make the backgrounds and everything.
yeah, that is also true.
Yeah, but yeah, like that's the graphics aren't the only good thing about Ghost of Tsushima. The fighting system is really good. It's not necessarily like a Souls game, but it is very similar to a Souls game, just a
From software game in general.
I was trying to think of the I was trying to think of the name, but yeah, it's similar to a From Software game, even though it's from who made it?
I don't know. I think it is a Japanese company, but it's not from software.
I don't know. I forgot who made Tsushima, but yeah, it's really good. Like the parrying system is also very very satisfying, especially when you get like a perfect parry and then you like get the kill shot on the enemy. But it's magnifique, bro.
Yeah, from
And,
the footage I saw of Ghost of Tsushima, it does look really good.
Yeah, trust me when I say the combat is like by far one of the best parts of the game. Besides the graphics, is one of the best parts of the game. And like you would think the story would be kind of a little lackluster. Nah, the story actually be hidden because it actually makes you connected to one of the characters. You know.
Yeah.
Spoilers for those who haven't played the game yet. I really don't care.
I don't know if I'll actually ever play it, to be honest, because I'm not very. While I own a PS4, I barely use it. I only really got it. I mean, I got it because I told my parents I wanted VR, and they got me PSVR.
Yeah, but anyways, so in the story, Jin, they fight at the beach. The initial invasion of the Mongols. He almost gets killed, and he gets saved by a character named Yuna. She also has a brother that you save later on in the campaign named Taka. Now, Taka, you definitely get connected to Taka because he's very brave and he's just a very likable character, right? Then, so later in the story, the guy who's leading the Mongol forces, I forgot what he was called.
Call him Skeletor for now.
Okay, Skeletor.
I don't know.
We'll call him Skeletor.
I can't do a Skeletor voice.
Basically captures you. Taka, being the fucking great human being he is, tries to come back and save Jin, but gets kidnapped himself. Then the Skeletor tries to get Taka to kill Jin with his own sword, but Taka was a G and tried to the Khan. That's what he was called. I'm a retard. Well, he was called the Khan. He attacked the Khan, but the Khan bodied him. And then not only slit his neck, but tore his head off and just showed it to Jin. And like threw his head to the ground.
You should have kept on calling him Skeletor. I'm very disappointed.
Okay, fine. We'll just continue to call him Skeletor. Anyways, Skeletor.
Yeah.
That's not like he literally slits his neck and then proceeds to twist his head and take it off. And mind you, this is a character we've gotten connected to for like the first 20% of the story, bro.
I would say this sounds like something out of Game of Thrones, but I actually haven't watched any of that.
Yeah, so. I don't like Game of Thrones, but you know how emotional that is, especially. And what hit different though was the scene when Yuna came there. She went there to find you and Taka, and she asked Jin who Taka was, and Jin did the common anime or video game thing where the character doesn't say what happened because the point character died, but they give that look, and then she was like no, and then she ran over screaming Taka's name. He was like, wait, please don't go. And then she just found her brother dead, bro. It was like, come on, dude, how you gonna do this? I remember watching Corey Kenshin's gameplay, and he was like, no, not Yuna, because it was like, bro, how can not only y'all kill this very likable character and then have his sister come right afterwards?
Yeah,
because
that does sound like a good game that will tug at your
It does sound like it has a good story for it, which is nice.
Yeah.
I
want.
Then it's even.
I want more games that kind of make you kind of tug at your heartstrings a bit more. I don't feel like games are doing that as kind of like the Telltale's first Walking Dead season. that did like get people like kind of really sad for like, especially with the final scene. You probably already know it, but I'm not gonna say it because I have.
The Telltale game was
Because
actually kind of okay.
Yeah.
The Telltale games are almost always fun though.
Well, the problem is that they have
Even
next
if
to
they're
no
Minecraft
gameplay.
story mode.
Yeah, Minecraft Telltale was decent. I think it was more the Ruben's death was more memed than it was liked. It was like his death, because I did see memes about his death. The fact how Ruben died just made took away the entire like emotional impact of his death. We
turned it into a pork chop. I remember when I actually played.
We all know how mobs die in Minecraft, and they try to stick to that formula a lot more. And so when he died, he just puffed into a pork chop, and it was like, oh, seriously?
Yeah.
He was just like Ruben was just sitting there in pain, and like pop, and now he's a pork chop. And then your character proceeds to pick the pork chop up.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though.
Exactly. He proceeds to pick it up. It's like, bro, what is this? That it's deaths like that make no sense. But Taka's death was definitely good, really good. And just kind of give you a little bit of redemption because you're actually allowed to just kill a bunch of them. Because there are two enemies: the Khan's forces and the Straw Hat Ronin. Because your best friend betrays you early. Okay, I'm not gonna. Never mind. Your best friend does nothing to you.
Well, we can edit it out if we really wanted to.
You can just bleep that.
Yeah,
But
just
you have to
bleep
fight
that entire
Straw Hat
sequence.
The Khan's forces, and it kind of it allows you to take out some of that anger. But it was such an impactful death because I remember watching Corey Kenshin's game through. He was angry about that for in the next episode. I myself was sad about that. And I was angry. A few missions, I'm like, nah, y'all about to die. Y'all about to die for Taka. That's how impactful his death is. You know what? I'm just gonna spoil the next couple scenes. It's minor, but it's not too important. It's not really that important. The next two, it aren't that important to the story. But it's really emotional. Then they end up killing off your horse. Now, mind you,
can you tell your brother to not play Megalovania in the background as you're talking about this? It kind of ruins your
slowly approaching Megalovania.
That was so perfectly timed. And they kill your horse in the Megalovania play.
Just I just hear you genuinely talking about how your genuinely great experience with this game. I just hear
Yeah,
you want to have a bad time?
You're gonna have a bad time.
Okay, anyways, do not stop. Okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. They kill off your horse. Mind you, you've had this horse from the beginning of the game. And mind you, this is like the beginning of the third act. So you've gone through 2 acts worth of gameplay with this horse. And I got connected to my horse. Yes, I got connected to my horse. I loved my horse. Then they killed my horse, and the horse goes out like a G. You're trying to escape after and they shoot your horse a bunch of arrows, and your horse is taking it like a G, going a bunch of miles all the way up north.
Alright, every time you say G, alright, Jawan, I have to stop you for a minute. Every time you say G, I always think I like a cut G.
What was that?
I know that's not what he said, but that's the best I could actually do to actually replicate that.
Yeah, your horse was a straight up G, no matter how you take that. And he died. And it's like, bro, are you serious? Mind you, you just lost Taka too. This is not too long after you lost Taka. It was so first we lose Taka, now I lose my horse. Are you serious? Then it wants to give you this bootleg horse to ride on for the rest of the campaign. No. I was like, no, this is not my horse. Screw you. I called it a bootleg horse for the rest of the campaign. I didn't respect my horse. I didn't give my horse enough respect to call it by its name. I called it the bootleg horse for the rest of the game. That's how mad I was over my original horse's death. And then at the end of the campaign, this is at the end of the campaign and wants you to be. There's two options you have: either kill your uncle or leave him alive. But either I think and I chose to not kill my uncle because I mean, yes, the uncle was kind of he was iffy the entire campaign. But I still didn't want to kill him. It's like, he's not doing anything bad. It's like, cause in the storyline, basically Jin like breaks the samurai code and becomes the ghost. Title of the ghost. Title of the game. He becomes the ghost, which is kind of like a mix between, I would say, ninja and samurai, basically. And like he breaks the samurai code, and his father, and not his father, but his uncle is like split in between having to kill Jin or wanting to let him live and everything. It's like, and then like you're given the options to either kill your uncle or let him live. I don't know what happens if you kill him because I didn't choose the options. I chose to let him live. But you ended up having to fight him. Now, sadly, one thing that was kind of bad about the gameplay is that the characters' movesets were repetitive. So like every samurai enemy had the same moveset. Every Straw Hat Ronin enemy had every moveset, with like maybe one or two moves that were different, but you could easily get used to. Well, I easily got used to the moves. Every Mongol enemy had the same moveset. Just like certain things, like so I'm stumbling a lot. At that point of the game, I already knew how to combat his moveset, so it's just like, okay, well, this is gonna be easy. Everything, because like I said, he had the same moveset basically as all the other samurai enemies, with maybe one or two different moves. I beat him. Uncle still lived, but banished from the samurai basically.
I'm starting to draw a couple different correlations to Sans. What does that come to?
Can I say something real quick though? I guess with repetitive movesets, it can be a good idea. It cannot. I guess it can't be a good idea, but it can work if you have interesting combat scenarios. Like, I don't know, maybe you're fighting on like a falling skyscraper. Like, that's just an example. But like, I don't know, if you diversify like the scenario, where the combat takes place and how that affects the combat, then you can get
for the time setting and for these types of enemies, it would make sense. With the time setting, it's not like every enemy is going to have extremely different, or major enemy is going to have different movesets, because I'm talking about the bosses. The bosses are going to have like the same moveset over and over again. But it's it kind of makes sense for them to have the same moveset, because like, not gonna have two Mongol like generals, right? They both went through almost the same exact training, so of course they're gonna have some of the same moves and everything. Or the foot soldiers, they all went through the same exact training, so of course they're gonna have the same moves. Same with like Jin's uncle, Jim's uncle, and the Straw Hat Ronin mini bosses. They all had the same exact training. They all went studied under the same person. They all been around this exact fighting style for like their entire career. So of course they're gonna have the same moveset. But just sometimes it just makes the boss fights too easy once you learn the movesets though. That was it. That was game.
Alright, it seems like they were cutting corners there.
Yeah. Kinda cutting corners.
Which I don't blame them for doing that. I mean, Valve cut corners when they made the Zen chapters in the original Half-Life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Zen, this is something I kind of noticed. I feel like Zen and the End have a lot of similarities. For one, no one really likes to explore them that much, except for like, besides the fact that it's kind of necessary to do so. Like, for Half-Life, it's necessary to play Zen to complete the game, and for Minecraft, it's necessary to go to the end to beat the Ender Dragon and get some supplies. But can anyone say they have like say it's like really unique? Like, one, everywhere I guess I know like the Nether also has the same problem, but they very much fixed it in the Nether update. But in the End update, when they updated the End, no, that problem's still like there. And I mean, it's just like, okay, like, all right, I actually have to send you like a picture of Half-Life Zen and Half-Life and Minecraft, because they actually do look very similar.
Oh, okay. But yeah, back to the thing, cause like it's not okay. I left out a couple details. Some of the bosses, while they did have the same movesets, they were kind of some of them were a little bit more aggressive than others, and of course, the boss
Is
fights
someone
got
playing
harder as
Undertale
the
in the
game.
background? I hear Undertale music. What the heck?
Another in his name. Anyways, yes, like they did get Oh wow, that does look a lot like the end.
Yeah, and
That's tough. That looks a whole lot like the end.
and the funniest part is in both games they're the worst part.
And
Well,
that's
I don't know.
tough.
Maybe you can argue with the end that it's. Yeah, I mean, even the ground looks really similar.
The ground really has the same texture.
Yeah, except the end is white, and
Like the
in
end
the
is
end
a
it's
lot more like pale,
the moon, like the
color.
moon. It looks like
moonish. Looks
Yeah.
more like the moon, but this one's a little bit darker. Even has
Yeah,
like
it's
the
supposed-
scheme. Even has the same like scheme with the towers and everything. But come on, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
I mean, I have, yeah, and it's fun, and I don't think Mojang intentionally chose to take inspiration from Zen, but it really feels like that is like it feels there's a lot of similarities between like
it's
Zen
one of those
and
things
End.
where it's like it's not intentional, but it really does look like it.
Yeah, like, especially with how bad each ones are. Yeah, I guess with the end, it's more like it feels like you're more on the moon. Besides, there's no low gravity, and with Zen, it feels more like kind of like it feels kind of more biological. Like you can see like more living things there, and I guess that's kind of one thing I kind of like about Zen. I guess if I had to choose one scenario, a setting to write a story or anything, or to do anything in, for like any like story thing, I would choose Zen, because then like Zen kind of has like a more fleshed out kind of world, like, and like with creatures interacting with each other, but with like the end you don't really get that. Like
I think that the aesthetic they were going with in the end is that it was the end. You know, there's not much life there. You know,
I guess that's a good point.
what was that?
I guess that's a good point, but I kind of still.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but I think that was the aesthetic they were going with the end on Minecraft, because it was the end. You know, the Ender Dragon basically made everything non-existent. There's almost nothing there, so that's why I think that was the aesthetic they were going with.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. Like the bosses do increase in difficulty as you get more into the game, so like they do more damage, and I did take like a couple couple day 1 or 2 day long breaks from playing the game, because I usually get to like a certain point to where it's like, I don't want to grind no more, you know. So I just get off and I leave it there, and I come back and I have to regain any type of skill or groove I had with the parrying and stuff. Because like there's also a bunch of other things in the combat. You have to micromanage what equipment you have. You also have to make sure you have the right stance for the right type of enemy. It was a whole thing. So yeah, other than that, my only pet peeve with the boss is that the
Copy each other.
yeah they have
they kind of
moveset.
From the sounds of it sounds like they're copying and pasting the same boss.
Like I said, they have like maybe one or two different moves. Like one of them may have a kick to it that's unblockable and everything. But yeah, I also really like the unblockables in the series, because I don't think you yourself have unblockables. Well, technically you do. There are certain moves you can perform that can't be blocked by the enemies, but the enemies unblockables are really cool. The one that annoyed me the most was the big guys. They had axes. It was so annoying because the one way you could dodge them is to either just roll away if you unlock the roll skill, roll away, or just like hit them a couple times and like that they're going to be able to do it, so you jump away or you jump over it. And I tried to do that multiple times, but I get hit every time. And the one that ticked me off the most was the spear guys, because it was the second version of spears, the ones in blue armor. For those of you who play Ghost of Tsushima, you know which ones I'm talking about. They had like the miniature hand shields, and then they had the one spear. I hated their sweep attack. That one was so fast that it was so hard for me to block it. Like, especially like, so I'm sure all of us here have played at some point in life played some type of fighting game, whether it be a solo, whether it be single player or multiplayer, going against bots or just going against CPU enemies.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Smash.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
That certain groove you get into when you're attacking, to where like you just forget to do any other, like, you know, dodges or blocks, and it's like you're just in the middle of attacking, and somehow they get through your yeah, that looks a lot like the same. Anyways, but
that was for Jackson to see mostly.
Yeah, but
All right.
like you just get into that groove, or you're in the middle of attacking, or you're getting ready to attack them, but they get through. They have that one split that they can get through and do their one attack. That's what happened to me. I was in the middle of attacking them, right, or in the middle of switching my stance or something, and they would pop that unblockable. I was happy once I got upgraded the skill tree enough to where I was able to block it. Well, I think he auto blocked it. Yeah, I think it's a part where it auto blocks it when you attack. So I was like, yeah, let's go. I was so happy.
Ooh, baby, that's what I'm waiting for. That's all about. Whoop.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
That reminds me when I was playing with Jackson on Smash, and I kept on, and with the character that I chose, which was the Mii sword fighter. Which, by the way, I made him sound as uninterested as possible. So every time he attacked, he sounded like yeah.
Like he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, but every time, so I would constantly counter Jackson, and he kind of got mad about it.
Yes, I was very upset at his constant countering because I couldn't get attacks on him. He would just pew, and the Mii sword fighter attack is the Mii sword fighter counter is especially overpowered because it actually goes for a large span of time, which is a problem when you're trying to.
There is one thing. If the person that is doing it does it at a bad time, then the other person has a massive advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oftentimes I couldn't even tell that he was countering, and then I just got beat up.
Yeah.
Because I'm bad.
All right. Anyways, as you were saying, Jawan.
Yeah. Like I was saying, all in all, it's a very satisfying. The gameplay is great. The graphics are crisp, and like the story is really good. Exactly. It's like the story makes you satisfied to kill off characters. Like in the end, the final boss, when you kill the Khan, it's so satisfying just because of all the stuff the Khan does up until that point. And you finally are able to kill him, and it's like, let's freaking go, baby! Woo! That's what I've been waiting for. It's like you just want the Khan to die, and so it's extremely satisfying when Jin cuts his head off. Spoiler for the Khan death. I'll let y'all experience the panic and the straight adrenaline rush that is the final boss fight. I'll let y'all experience that for yourselves.
Yeah.
I never played on lethal mode. I just played on regular. I might, if I do get my hands on it again, I may go into lethal mode. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that good. But I will try lethal mode if I get my hands on it again. And the final, it was just so satisfying. The story is satisfying, and the entire game itself is very satisfying. And I personally think it should be Game of the Year 2020. I don't care what anyone. I would say that the two top runners for it should be Ghost of Tsushima and Doom Eternal. Those should be the two.
I mean, it's probably going to be between Doom Eternal and what's it called, Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk doesn't release till next year.
Oh shoot! They delayed it again.
Yeah, it doesn't release till early 2021.
Also, as I'm looking at Steam, I just see in the games similar to Cyberpunk 2077. I see Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and that reminds me, everything after Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is still sold at full price on Steam. So Black Ops 2, which is nearly a decade old, is still $60.
Well, that's because Black Ops 2 is one of the most
I mean,
popular,
I know, but so is every
Call of
other
Duty.
game, Call of Duty game after that, even the bad ones. And generally, most of the time, after like a few years, the Call of Duty games in the bargain bin. Same thing with EA Sports games. At least EA on their store, they decrease the price over time.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Like,
Nintendo
on their
games,
origin.
like how they never lose value for some reason. Nintendo games retain their value for like years and years, and it's like,
Well,
Yeah,
that's because Nintendo games release a lot slower than other console games.
that
Like, when
is.
when you really think about it, the titles and stuff for these games release for Nintendo consoles release a lot slower. Like, it's usually just a new game of the same series that's been going on for like the last 6 years. No.
Huh. But if it's the same series, then why does it like decrease in price? Because people don't really want it. Like, it seems
Yeah.
like it would make sense that like if people were given another Super Mario game, they'd be like, I'm not gonna buy this, cause it's the same damn game. I
think that's the same situation COD is in right now. It's like I don't think it's in right now, but it's the same situation that COD is in actually constantly. It's like people will look at the game and then like at the COD game say that they don't like it, but the thing is it's people who actually love COD, like players complain about COD games all the time. I personally complain about COD all the time. But
Even though you're a big fan of it. Oh.
Exactly, we're big fans, so we're still going to play it just because it's a COD game. Like, people want Call of Duty all at once.
All right, can I just stop you for a minute there? I accidentally entered the / key and accidentally pressed enter, and I got some really weird images. I'm kind of concerned now. I think the FBI is now on me.
Oh, no.
Wait, what was you typing in?
This is literally the only thing I entered in here. No, that's not it. That's it. The /. That's literally the only thing I entered, and I got some pretty weird images. Yeah, but as you were saying, continue.
Like I was saying, the thing with the COD series, you can knock COD all you want. You can say Battlefield is better. There's indie shooter games that do better than COD. But the thing is, COD will always be popular because of its loyal fan base. Like, no matter how bad the COD is for that year, it's still going to get paid. It's still going to be played just because it's a COD game.
Well, eventually they're going to grow tired of it eventually. So I'm not saying... So it's probably going to be a while before it eventually crumbles. But it will crumble.
I don't think Call of Duty as a whole is gonna crumble really, because recently COD has been pretty good. Like Modern Warfare, it's been pretty good. Yeah, there's like camping problems and stuff like that, but it's still really good. It's still pretty good. It's pretty good. And of course, Cold War. People love Cold War, despite the fact that I love Cold War. The fact, the snipers kind of annoying. Yeah, the snipers are kind of annoying, but the game just looks really good, and I like it a lot. And
all right, I'm gonna be honest though. Even though I'm not very interested in COD, I don't know why, but the Call of Duty Cold War actually does look interesting. It looks. I think the main reason because it's actually employing some actual movement into the game. Because I don't know, COD is kind of just cover shooter, but from the looks of it, it looks like it's encouraging you to instead of just popping around the corner and taking a shot, to push forward, to move up. But maybe that's the way the trailers are edited to make you think that, and then when you buy it,
I guess there is also FOV slider for console this time around, so you don't have to be on PC to use the FOV slider. You can actually use the FOV slider for console. I have mine set the max, which is 120, and it feels really good. It makes the game it just made me feel like I was running faster. I was sliding better. I could see more. I was I actually felt the game because I had my FOV set to 120.
I usually just set mine to 90 because I feel like setting it anything past 90 just feels a bit too stretched out. But that's just my opinion.
In
And
COD, you need to increase your FOV, especially for Warzone, Modern Warfare. It greatly nerfs recoil. Like already, you can make like extremely accurate guns, like highly accurate guns in Warzone. But if you increase your FOV, it makes them even like have no recoil. Of like, yeah, people who play with keyboard and mouse still have an innate advantage.
I mean, they will always have advantage unless.
Yeah,
I guess.
but I guess Warzone kind of closed that gap between the skill between controller and PC players because like the common controller player can still win a fight against a PC player just because of how everything is in Warzone.
If they play their cards full right, if they're on like an even playing ground.
Like, of course, the
PC.
controller player has to be decent. If it's a trash controller player, they're just gonna get lasered by PC.
Yeah. I just want to say
decent
something.
myself, and I can probably take on PC players. I can definitely take on PC players more.
Yeah, you probably could, but as I was
By PC players, disclaimer, by PC players I mean people who play with keyboard and mouse, not like play on PC in general. Because I do know you can play Warzone on a PC with a controller. I'm talking about like people who play with keyboard and mouse, not
I mean, like, I think there's generally a very few amount of people that would actually choose to use a keyboard instead of a controller.
I
choose
can
a keyboard
or
choose a controller over a keyboard in terms of like a shooter.
I can tell you guys now, who don't play Warzone, I constantly have crossplay enabled. I usually almost never turn it off, and I run into more controller players on PC.
I mean,
I in-tap play on PC than I do actual like keyboard and mouse players.
I
think people just prefer a controller for Warzone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know if you know if they're playing on PC.
Yes, you do know if they're playing. Okay, listen, I'll tell you this right now. Next to their names, there'll be certain symbols. The first symbol will tell you which they're playing on, whether they're playing on mouse or controller. So if you're playing with controller, there's a controller symbol. If you're playing on mouse, it's a mouse symbol. After that, it'll tell you what system they're playing on. There's 4 different systems. There is like regular like PC monitor, I believe, that you're playing on. And there is the BattleNet, which I believe is what mainly is for the PC. I don't know what the TV symbol is for. I believe that I don't know what that is for, but I do know it's for something. I personally believe it's for like them playing on PC or not. But then you have your Xbox symbol, which means that they're just playing on like a TV screen and not an actual PC monitor. And then they have the BattleNet symbol, which tells you that they are playing on PC. I know that for sure. That's for people playing on PC and stuff. So yeah, that's how you would know. Noise is me tearing something. Yeah, that's how you would know if someone's playing on PC or not.
Well, I think we're gonna have to cut this one short, but yeah.
Not really short. It's been going on for a good 40 minutes of just video game discussion. So I think we're good.
Yeah.
We started recording at what 9?
Yeah, 9.
We've been going on for like the last hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
definitely hit your content.
That'll probably be all for us.
All right. Yeah, that'll be all.
Pretty nicely. So I guess.
Yeah, we met your quota for content.
All right. All right then. I guess that's about it. Send you off on the castaway boat. Say hello to Wilson for us. That'll be all.
Hey, that's my line.
I will do your line regardless. Fine. If you want to do your line, do your line.
Okay. But yeah. Hi to Wilson for me. That's what Jackson says, and we will see you later.
Peace out, gamers.
All right.
It's been real.
See ya, gamers.